Good evening, folks. Welcome to the live. A very happy Monday night. Well, some people are feeling happy and some people are feeling depressed out of boxes. And I'll be honest with you, we're in for a treat for the next 90 minutes. 90 minutes of will we put off a last minute deal to get Master Ise from Motherwell and will Stephen Welch go the opposite way, a part of the deal? We were meant to get a winger from France, and that medical, there's complications with that with Mvuka. So, first of all, welcome to Celtic Junior Adum, if you want to pronounce him that way. Um, what an underwhelming transfer window yet again, folks. Surprise, surprise. Every single transfer window, deadline day, we expect something to come out of fucking hat, and it never happens. But I will say on a positive matter, Arne Engels stays at Celtic. So since last night, there's been two more bids. There's a bid this morning of 17 million from Nottingham Forest, second bid rejected, and then just around 4 o'clock today, Forest went back in with a bid of 20 million plus an additional 5 million add-ons for Arne Engels, and Celtic rejected it. What I'm going to say is I'm going to give the club a bit of praise for the change. I'm glad we didn't accept it. I know there's going to be people saying in the comments we should have let him go, but at the same time, he's playing. He's actually trying to play, not like Rio Atate, not like Luke McCown that's having a pure bad shit form at the moment. And I know Lukey's a Celtic man and, would obviously want to see him do better. But you look at Ingles over the last 5 games, he's had a couple of, you know, 8-point performances, like not near man of the match, but up there, up there. So I'm glad we kept Ingles. I think we could sell him in the summer. And it just shows that if we buy a guy for 12 million, we could potentially sell him for over 20 million. We're 18 months in. So that's some good news. Hopefully the comments start pinging in. Hopefully the numbers go up tonight. I know it's been crazy. And most of all, what I say about Arne Engels, a lot of people have been saying this as well across social media. Martin O'Neill sees something in this player. Us as fans, we can see what we want to see on match days, but he's working them behind the scenes. He sees it in training. So let's give the gaffer the tools to try work with. But realistically, has he got the tools to work with? Because this transfer window has been a fucking shit mess. We got a guy in from Feuerberg who are seventh in the Bundesliga at the moment, Feuerberg, and he's only scored two goals in 18 games. That's not really comprehensive. I did say last night, new shirt, new club, new chapter, get behind players. But it's the type of players that we've picked out of the pocket at the last minute. Should have had these deals done and dusted. Okay, Junior's after coming in. Johnny Kenny's after joining Bolton Wanderers on loan until the end of the season. Don't know. I just want to wish Johnny Kenny the very best with Bolton, and I hope he helps them push whatever they are. I don't even know where they are. If they're in the Championship or the League One, I don't really care. I actually don't care about Bolton. Them days of JJ Okocha and Sam Allardyce, they were the good days. Djorkaeff and all them boys. But how's it going? I hope you are all doing good. Very underwhelming. I've been watching a couple of podcasts before I came on, and I've seen people moaning about, oh, they're not pushing the board enough. Fans are not pushing the boards. There's only so much fans can do. There's only so much fans can do, and we can moan as much as we want, but I think there will see. I think there will be a lot of people that will want. I think there'll be people tonight after tonight question: will they give up will they renew their season ticket next year? It's all about if we can turn the league. I don't think there's enough in that squad to win the league, and I hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I come on in May and I'm crying with joy. I'm crying like a bitch on the camera that we won the league because it'd be unbelievable, especially under Martin and Sean. But there's lots of work to be done. We're not completely out of it. No, like it's out of our hands. We have to wait on other results Hearts to drop points, Rangers to drop points. We keep winning, go unbeaten to the end of the season, and we could have the title staying at paradise. But we're going to talk about a few players that we've been linked with. Oxlade-Chamberlain, a guy who is 32 years of age, who's currently training at Arsenal. He's been a free agent since May last year, since he left Besiktas in Turkey. Now, I've seen a few people commenting on other sources moaning about Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oh, why are we getting a dud? Why are we getting a guy in a free transfer? He's a Premier League winner. He's a Champions League winner. You know, I take him for the year. Add additions to the midfield. You know, having options is better than having no options. And I know I'm moaning about the the players that we brought in. I think Tomas Cannavaro, if he shows the form that he has in these first two games for Celtic, he'll be a vital part of hopefully helping us win this title. You know, the Mexican right back, Julian, I think he's been impressive. What I've seen of him, he had a bit of a, controversial, should have been a sending off against Dundee United, but look, he got away with it. Um, it's just been a crazy fucking. I don't know how we haven't signed him. And the transfer window closes in Scotland in less than an hour and a half. Get up that road, offer 5 million to them. 5 million. 5 million. And Welsh, or 4 million in Welsh, we'd accept that. And let them fucking take it. We're missing out on a gem of a footballer here. A guy that's after scoring 16 goals this season. I don't know. And this is what does my head in, right? Martin O'Neill and Fozzie were at the Scottish Cup game when they played. I think it was Ross County they played Motherwell at home. And they were in the stands scouting them a couple of years ago. Oh, not a couple of years ago, a couple of weeks ago. Like, I don't know what the story is with this club. I've been hearing rumours as well today. I don't know if they're true or not. According to Dermot Desmond, they have to contact Dermot Desmond if it's over a 3 million transfer to sanction it. We're not fucking, like, we're not Livingston, like, we have 80 million in the bank. And you know what? This will be the board's own doing. Because this time next year we won't have 80 million in the bank. We'll have to start using that parachute money of what we made on sales and players to cover the failure of the Champions League this year. Some people will say, "Oh well, you nearly made up to 10 million so far in the Europa League and all this bullshit." And like, still not good enough. Still not good enough. Do you want 8 million from him? Well, he's scoring goals, and Celtic are gonna struggle because they can't get Mvuka in. There's complications with his medical. And be honest with you, 6 goals for 3 clubs in the last 5 years. That's not comprehensive for a winger. To be honest, that's not. I know he was playing kind of right wing back and stuff like that for Laurent, but I really, really don't know. You know, Joe says 5+ Welsh days in Rio and Balikwisha. How about send Balikwisha that way? I don't know. I don't have to be able to afford his wages. Send Balikwisha that way on loan, and then we'll listen to offers in the summer for Balikwisha if anyone comes up in Belgium, and give them Welsh as well. And give them 2 million. I know it sounds crazy. I know people might say it comes across desperation offering 2 million and two players for a guy, but I think he'd be a massive part of our success if we to get this guy in the right way. It's just it's Mark. It's predictable, and as much as I moan on this channel, and I throw me dummy out, and I complain about the board, and I complain about players, I complain about form and stuff like that. The Celtic board will never change. They will never change. They will never take the fans serious. Like there is we could got Elliot Watt from Motherwell. We could have got Josh Mulligan from Hibs. I know he's injured now. Um, we could get Matt Menezes. Like, it's just a joke. It's a fucking joke. They should be embarrassed, like, and the fans clapping yesterday just shows that fans are waking up. Fans are waking up. Yeah. Yeah. Like, This guy that we brought in from the Bundesliga, that's only a loan with an option to buy. He could be a complete dud, or he could be a good little player for us. And the famous words, time will tell. Am I angry that we bought someone from the Bundesliga that only has 2 goals? No, I'm not angry at that person. I'm angry at the operations, our analytics, and our scouting system. That like we are the champions of Scotland. We are second in the league. Second in the league, right? We're 6 points behind Hearts. Still in a chance to win it, but they could have used all their resources and went out. We're not expecting to spend 50 million in the transfer window. They've spent fuck all. Fuck all. It's always loan special. Loan special. That's all we do. Now there was talks of obviously getting the guy in from Brentford as well. Benjamin Arthur, 20-year-old centre back. Talks of him playing. Now I looked up this guy, Benjamin Arthur. He's only played 3 games for Brentford's senior team. His contract is until 2031 with them. And the 3 games he's played has been an FA Cup game and 2 Carabao Cups. He's been on the bench a couple of times for Brentford in the Premier League, but that's only really it. You know, Keith, you never moan. I'm constantly moaning. Moaning. That's why people don't watch the podcast. You don't want to hear me moan all the time. Oh, he's doing the same talk. It's the parrot again. It's the Ballymun parrot. Seriously, what the fuck is going on with the board? They have spent everything on golf with Rod Stewart and his pals. You know, it doesn't buy confidence. Like it doesn't. I'm gonna be straight with you. It's like as much as I love buying Celtic merch, and I'm against buying stuff now from the club. I don't even bother going on and having a look at the club anymore. There's no appetite to buy the stuff. There's no appetite. As I said, the disconnection is there. We all want to watch our team play. We all want to see our team win, but they are shafting us that much where you can feel the vibes. As I said, I've only been to 2 games this season, and the 2 games I'm sitting there and I'm like, fucking hell. Fair enough. We beat Kilmarnock in the first one, and then the second one we got beaten in the cup final, and you can just feel the vibes. Like people are not up to it. People are feeling drained about it. People are feeling mentally drained that they have to go through this shit. And hopefully this will be hopefully the tipping point of change at the top. But who are you going to replace them with? You know? So get the comments in, ask me the questions. Do you want me to talk about a particular player tonight? Do you want me to talk about a particular game? I'm on till 11 o'clock, so we've got a long we got the kettles on, we got the Ribena in. It's too bad it's not a Guinness. We got the phone beside me, and I'm hoping Stephen Welch gets a MILF, but hopefully we can get a centre back in as well. Sunderland have spent apparently 200 million. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Brian, how are you doing? Well, Brian. Um, Sunderland. Let's see how much Sunderland has spent. And look, at Sunderland have Premier League money. They've. It's. I see Paddy Roberts got the permanent move today as well. I don't know. It says that total mark is 342 million. Sunderland is. Oh, surely that's not right. That's not right in regards to transfers and stuff. Um, they have spent a good few quid to be honest. They really have. Um, see it here. Like I'm just gonna show you this, folks. Like this is I know we're going against the Premier League, but it just shows how bad we are as a club. We've 80 million in the bank and we can't even lash out 5 or 6 million for a player. But we're happy to get players on loan and then think about it. Then think about it. They're just fucking joke, honestly. They really are a joke of a club, of a board. Hell, Wilson. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Now, I'm glad we kept Ingles. I was on the fence. Like, don't get me wrong. I was saying to my mate this morning, if 20 comes in, accept it. And then 20 came in, and then the more I thought about it, before the 20 million came in. I was like, you know what? Keep Arne Engels. He's actually playing. He's actually all right in some games. Has he lived up to the 12 million price tag in Celtic fans' heads? No. But as I said this so many times, I know we don't want to think like this, but a player might not be good for us, but when you go to another club, they might flourish or they might be a dud. Sometimes some players don't suit that level. Right, so here we go. Here's Sunderland, for example. 31 million, 24 million, 23 million, 20 million. You know, like, yeah, like they have spent a fortune. They actually have spent a fortune there. Look at, you're right. Whoever, I think it was Brian that said that. Crazy stuff. How much have Celtic spent? This is what we all want to know, don't we? We all want to know. This is the transfer window. How much have we spent with loan fees and all that? We're going to get into it definitely. Right. I hope he's all stick by me and get me through this podcast tonight. And I hope you tell your pals and your friends about the channel as well. It's free to subscribe. There is a membership there for 99 pence. I'm not expecting people to buy it. It's February. We're all still after skint after the January blues. But I'll tell you one thing: the board ain't skint because they're taking the choker box money and they're not using it for the needs. So I don't think the Motherwell player was the answer. Well, there was talks of Anderlecht were going to go in for Masfinese says. There was talks of obviously what's his name? Blackburn. Blackburn were looking at him as looking at Masfinese says as well. If I had my way, folks, and I'm really me, I'm not. Celtic fans should be going up to Celtic Park tonight in their thousands and fucking screaming outside that reception. Nicholson out, McCoy out, get out, resign now. Big banner, resign now, because make it show the fucking world on transfer deadline day how embarrassing of a affairs this is. How embarrassing the affairs that they're penny pinching. They're the richest club in Scotland and you won't fucking well, I don't know how much Tony Bloom's worth now. I don't check his finances, but look, this is what we've spent in the transfer window. We're actually up 15 million. We've only spent 15 million. We're up profit 15 million. Fucking hell. So there's our transfers there, right, folks? This is all the arrivals for this season. This just shows the lack of. I'll be honest with you, no disrespect to the lads. They're all there to do a job. Some are just half-arsed. Some of them are in it, right? This guy is a complete fucking dud bag. Balakwisha. 5.2 million euros for him. Sebastian Tanecki tries to think he's Cristiano Ronaldo on the left wing. 3 goals he has so far for Celtic. In some games he is trying, and some games he's just absolutely dirt. Shinamada, 1.75 million, and he's out. He's on loan now. He's on loan to fucking Bundesliga too. He's been a good signing. Benjamin Egan, Inamura, another failure signing. Tierney, free transfer, but obviously wages. He's on about 40 grand a week. Kalechi Inacho, injured more than fucking playing. I actually feel sorry for Callum Osmond. I thought he looked all right. The Mexican guy gives me Izagirre vibes. Said last night he's done well. There's Junior now. Junior's a loan transfer with an option to buy. Jamal Pussy. We've seen him play for like 2 games for Celtic. Another fucking failure of recruitment from Man City on loan. Look at all the loans. Look at all the loans. You know? What an absolute waste. We've Rocky to come back. We had Palmer to come back. Palmer's another fucking shite one. Looked good at the start and he was doors. You know? Odin Home. Tipped to be the next fucking Oligard in Norway. Oligard. And he was he's been brutal. Couldn't cut it in the MLS. You know? It is an absolute disaster, this is. So Johnny Kenny has left Celtic on loan to join League One. I thought it was Championship. League One. Fucking hell. He would have been better off going back to Shamrock Rovers in that rate. League One. And how about Bolton even getting on? Just give me a second, folks. Bolton, even though I said I didn't give it a shot earlier on. Oh God, where are they in League One? The third place, the third place in the League One. They're 8 points off the leaders Cardiff, and they're 6 points off Lincoln City. Jesus, that's a massive step down from Celtic. I know he's got to think of his career. They were in for him in the summer. It's an option to buy as well. Really, really bleeding brutal, to be honest. Oh, there's no way we're going to win the title with only Taneki, Maeda, and Yang as our wingers. Well, this is what we have, and this is what we need to keep the faith for. You know, I think Yang is improved. Maeda doesn't give it. We should have listened to offers from Maeda. You know, Oxlade-Chamberlain, we'll talk about him in a few minutes, folks. We will talk about Oxlade-Chamberlain. Celtic Park, the Shipro, Lennoxtown is the place where the schemes take place. Fact. Well, even tomorrow night, you know that way. I'm betting he's one. I'm hoping. I'm hoping we can get that. We're hoping we get another player over the line because this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. You know, Hearts must be looking at Celtic and laughing and saying, "Are they really coming for us? Are they really coming for us?" Because they would you take Sterling? Don't like his attitude. Good player. He is a good player. He's been a good player in all his career. Chelsea kind of flopped at Chelsea. All right at Arsenal at stages. Good at Man City, and he was really good at Liverpool. It's his mentality. He thinks he's bigger than he is. No, I wouldn't pay the wages. His wages is ridiculous. He was on sick amount of wages. Sterling was. It's easy to say keep the faith, but reality are fucked. I've said it since the start of the window. I just don't have any optimism about any optimism. Like I understand we have Martin O'Neill back, but imagine we didn't have Martin O'Neill back. Imagine it was someone else. We'd be all uproar right now if it was still Nancy. Hearts were 500 to 1. Well, look, it's not over until the fat lady sings, and there's a lot of things there. Mvuka deals off, done. You know, done. We're not getting Mvuka. Let's go and get Masman Esays while the window's still open in Scotland. As I said, I feel sorry for yous. I really do feel sorry for the fans that are having this hope and hoping we're going to turn a corner and the board are going to listen and we're going to get players in, but you're just going to get constantly shot down, you know? So, will Stephen Welsh go? I seen Toby, the keeper, has left as well. He's joined Leighton Orient on a permanent transfer as well from Celtic. I wish Toby the very best as well. Um, how? Just let us know in the comments. Are you happy we kept Arne Engels, or should we have taken the money for Arne Engels? Let me know in the comments. You know, love the channel. Thank you very much, Chris boy. I hope you're doing really well. I shout out to everyone. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Wilson. Shout out to Lacken. Shout out to Brian. Who else is in here? I've seen. Shout out to John Doyle. John Doyle as well. Tell us where you're all tuning in from, what part of the world. You know, just pay it. We need more quality. Like that's not even. It's not even a panic, boy. It's like we have the money in the bank. Like if they were asking for like 12 million, I'd be like, get the good old Banner Ennis. I love Ennis. I've been to Ennis twice. Good place. Good place. Lisbon. Lisbon in the occupied 6 counties of Ireland. I've been through Lisbon on the train a couple of times. That's about it. Cross McGlen, South Armagh. Always wanted to go. Always wanted to go. Hello in Fife. In Fife. How are you getting on over there in Fife? We should have brought in a replacement, yes, but I'm glad we kept him. Like, if we did sell him, which I didn't want us to sell him, we should have went for Elliot Watt. We should have went in for him. He would have done the job until the end of the season, and then we could have evaluated. But look, I'm glad we kept him. I kind of a part of me wanted us to get rid of my aid on attack day today. I wanted them to move on and get fresh blood in, but obviously it seems like it's a fucking. It seems like it's a prison break with Celtic Football Club to sell players and to get players in. It really feels like it's fucking Fort Knox with a transfer window with Celtic. I think Celtic are cash shy. The board are cash shy. They'll take, but they won't invest. You know, if we sign Matt when he says it's the league is theirs, well, let's look at Tawanda's stats. We all know he's had to score over 16 goals in the so far this season. I think it's 12 goals in the league, if I'm correct. Um, Tawanda, what a well, the well. And I'm sure the well have there was Anthony Joseph of Sky Sports said that that's Motherwell are still hopeful that they can bring Stephen Welch and look, they're having a great season. They're fourth in the table. They're 5 points off us, and they're unbeaten in the last. They're unbeaten in the last 5 games. Like they don't want to sell him. I understand where they're coming from a Motherwell's perspective. He can play in the right wing. He can play up front, and understand where they're coming from. Oh, thanks very much, Gogo. Really appreciate it. Thanks very much. So there we are. He's look at there he is. 13 goals. Is that 13 goals in the league? Like 24 goals in 63 games. Like transfer value is 410k. This is what FOTMOB's saying. But let's be honest, they're probably slapping about 7 million on him or 6 million. Pay it. Just pay it. Like, look at his performances: 9 against Livy, 7.8 against Kilmarnock, 7.9 against Hibs, 8.7 against St Mirren. Like, the guy's averaging a 7 in most games. Like, what are we doing? Like, there's a gem there. And look at the amount of shots he takes on as well. Like, look at the shots. Like, he's a poacher. Look at these where look where the most of them are based. I'll zoom this in for you. Look, good old poacher goal there. Look at, you know, there the goals there. Right foot shots, left foot shots, nice finesse. Imagine that. Imagine that against Rangers in the derby at Ibrox. Nice cross in from Yang. Masranise, bang in the goal. That's what we're talking about. Like this guy, I really, really am surprised we have not actually put in an official approach. If we even tried, I could turn around and say, fair enough, we tried. I don't know what they're up to. I really don't know what they're up to. I think this board are doing this deliberately on purpose to not win us the league. I know that sounds crazy to you, but this is my conspiracy. My conspiracy is they do not want to spend money because that's their way of FUs since the AGM. And that's my God honest truth. They'll get loan upon loan in, but they won't fucking spend on players. You know? Like, I know people keep asking me in the comments on a regular basis, would you take the Motherwell manager? He has to, if he, like, I wouldn't take him this summer. Honestly, I wouldn't take him this summer. If he gives himself a couple of years and salves himself and pushes Motherwell into top three spot and gets them to that cup final, you could turn around and say, well, this guy's coming on to something good, you know? Coming on to something good. You know? Thank you very much, by the way. Pay Motherwell. It's not as much. Look, you've spent more money in the transfer window than the Celtic board have. Fair play to you, man. Fair play to you. Thank you very much for the 2 quid. Um, Iheanacho, is he going to be third choice? Well, Iheanacho was a Brendan Rodgers signing, and that just shows. We go back to the last transfer window. It just shows the shit mess that the club were in as well. The club put themselves in. Not we were in. They put us into it. Yeah, we sold Ida, and they bring a Nacho in on a free transfer after his contract was terminated with Sevilla. I'm going to talk about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I like the Ox. I've always liked the Ox. I think he's a good player. Yeah, he's injury prone in recent years, but the way I see it is right. He's a free transfer. He's been training with Arsenal, so he's been training around a team that have been pushing for the title. So when he comes to Celtic, after having experience playing with Southampton, working with one of the best managers of all time, Jurgen Klopp, working with Wenger as well. Let's look at he's worked with Arsene Wenger, top manager, one of the best of all time. And if we were to get that guy, I'm sure he'll do a better job than Rio Hatate in most fucking games if he's fit. Like if you can get even we get him for 10, he plays 10 games for us and helps us fucking contribute. It's about experience. It's not fake news. Sky Sports are true it done an article on it. It's not fake news. I'll pull up the article right now. Fake news. Let's see. Just wait for this to refresh. The last time I checked, there was. Here's the story. Right now, we'll go down to it. Now. Really needs. Mvuka loan, I mean. Oh, apologies, John. No, the whole. What's Stephen McGowan saying? I'll go on to Stephen McGowan in a minute. Like, I'd be in for Oxlade-Chamberlain. We got to take a gamble. He has experience. Is it a cheap option? Yeah, he's a free transfer, but at the end of the day, you could offer something. He can offer something. Having options is better than not having minimum options. Can play in the left wing. He can play as attacking midfielder, defensive midfielder, and we need another defensive midfielder. Like if you're giving Callum 70 minutes a game and throwing the Oxlade-Chamberlain for 20, you could do it. You could do it. We'll look at his stats because we don't have options in the defensive midfield department. Got to look at that in that perspective. 70 people tuning in tonight, folks. Really appreciate you tuning in. I really do appreciate you tuning in, honestly. It's going to be a busy old last hour talking about players that we could have, should have, maybe would have happened. So we're going to pull up the stats of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. As I said, you don't have to sign him by 11 o'clock tonight because he's a free transfer. So we could get him back. So he went to Besiktas. He scored 5 goals there in 50 games. As I said, he can play in 3 positions: defensive midfield, attacking mid and left wing. Wasn't great in Turkey, to be honest. Look, this is the last game he's played, the 11th of May 2025. That'd be a red flag for some fans, but he's been training with the Gunners since 198. And the Arsenal fans were gutted when he left. They were absolutely gutted because it was down the contract that broke down. Went to Liverpool, scored some big goals for Liverpool. I remember getting Liverpool towards the Champions League final and stuff. I think he scored against Rome in the semi-finals and stuff like that, and against Man City as well. So he's not afraid to take a shot from outside the box as well. It's what we kind of need. We need a player like that. Look, we'll see what happens with Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's a free agent. It's a different story if you're putting 5 million in for a 32-year-old. You'd be moaning, but look, we don't see the money. The money doesn't get spent anyway. So we'll see how this goes, how this falls on. I'm gonna go on to Stephen McGowan's. See, does he have anything up? Is it the Herald or the Daily? Is it? Let's have a look on Twitter or X. No, nothing so far. Killian Phillips wouldn't touch them. It's gone quiet. There's nothing up here. There's nothing at all. Can't see anything about it on X. Nothing at all. Wait, maybe go onto his page, actually. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Celtic renegotiate a deal to sign Norwegian winger Joel Mvuka on loan after medical issue flagged up. Brentford defender also agreed. Well, let's talk about the Brentford defender now in a minute again, whoever's only tuning in. So we're going to pull up this article for you, right? I don't know if you've already seen this. Let's have a look. This is Stephen McGowan. Stephen McGowan, a lot of you know who he is. Good journalist, good sources. Obviously, writes columns for the Herald and stuff like that. So this is the 10 minutes ago he put this up. So they're trying to get Benjamin Arthur in. So the English transfer window is actually closed, but for players leaving England, there's no issue there unless the other transfer window is closed in whatever particular country. But in Scotland, as we all know, we have 58 minutes to get two guys over the line, maybe three guys, not three fucking lines. Jesus Christ, three guys over the line. We can get the centre back in. The longer this goes on with Mass Vanessa, I don't think there's been no official approach for Celtic. No official approach. So let's see. Just 2 seconds, folks. Just going to go into the comments, have a look what you're all saying. 60 people tuning in tonight. Oh, thank you very much, Mark. I really appreciate it. It's a bag of cans there. hope you're doing good. I said I'd pop on tonight. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I was like, hell, Cassie Bingo. Never been so angry to get. Look, as I said already, are you surprised, Craig? Are you actually surprised? This is what happens. Like you just get we all get made a fool of every single window. Every single window. You know, when Big Ange was in, we didn't have this show. Big Ange got right into them, you know. Well, hopefully it's back on. I really do hopefully it's back on. They might apply for an extension. They might apply for a 1 hour extension. As far as I know, it could be just because of down on the medical issues. We'll see if that extension gets put through, and then we might have the confirmation like 1 o'clock in the morning. Wait and see. I think it's a bit of a masterstroke by the board, not that I support. I'll send out the message to other teams, especially Sefco, that saying that we don't need your money. Now, we do like realistically, we should be spending some sort of money. Like Martin was asked at the start of the window, is he going to be back? And he said he's hopefully sure that he'll be back. And Sean Maloney's been doing a lot of the recruitment and stuff as well, behind the scenes and stuff like that. It's just like they should have learned from the mistakes in Nancy, like falling behind in the table, like losing that crucial game against Hearts at Celtic Park, and then drawing that game last week. Like, folks, I don't care what people say. That felt like a defeat. In my eyes, that felt like it was a defeat. Yeah, it was a point, and they didn't gain any more ground in the title race. But it felt like it was a defeat because the way that we played, the way we conducted ourselves, it was never a red card. It was never a red card. Dane Murray was further back, and Scales probably would have got back as well. But I see. I'm also going to be on live. I'm also going to do a podcast tomorrow night. I'll be doing a podcast on Wednesday night as well, before and after the game. So I'm back in the mood of swinging back on this YouTube. Ronaldo just landed in Glasgow. imagine, You know, it would be unbelievable. It'd be absolutely unbelievable. I'll take Ronaldo in a heartbeat. But look, we have to get behind Junior. We have to get behind Tomasz, Mvuka. I think it's a cheap option. They're spending 3 million on this guy from Laurent. Well, they could have spent maybe another 2 million and got someone that knows the league inside out. You know, just shit, mate. Shit house. I put a post earlier on the picture, the cover picture on the Facebook, and I just said typical board penny pinching, and someone put on saying, that's not true. I wrote under a saying, take your glasses off, your green tints off, and look. We haven't spent a bleeding shilling in this transfer window. We may have paid out for additional wages for loan players, but we actually haven't spent it on getting a permanent player in. And Yeah, I understand. People might say, well, it's hard to sign someone on a permanent where you don't know who's going to be the manager in the summer. What if the manager doesn't like that player? Some people might say it's a bit cautious from the board, but realistically, I don't think they're gambling. Well, they are gambling. They're gambling with fire. They're literally putting the Celtic fans' feet in the fire and hoping that Hearts crumble, hoping Rangers crumble, and hoping that we can take advantage of it. That's what it feels like. Penny pinching for sure, 100%. Yeah, 60 we're up to. I'm just gonna jump off the camera for 1 second, folks. I'm just gonna put music on for literally 2 minutes. I'm gonna just run to the toilet for 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna right, but folks, I am back. I'm back. That was a quick hit and miss, and I got the you Heavener. I just don't get it, Keats. You sound like Mario there. Baby, I just don't get it. Paul, it's just great. That's the one word to elaborate on. It's great. It's great. It's corporate great. It's because we're based in Scotland, because we have a massive fan base. They know how to milk the cash cow. They know that Celtic fans are passionate as hell, and we love putting our money into the club, and they take so much advantage of it. We were the what was it 17th biggest club in the world for short sales last year. We signed a new Adidas deal, more or less on a higher contract than we were on the first contract. We took a 20 million Adidas deal for 10 years. No, for 10 years, while in the first term in the 2020 to 25, we had 25 million. Shocking, you know. As I said, it's a job for the boys at the top. We question how much is Arne Engels really worth then in the summer if we reject 25 million? That's a good question. If he gets into the Belgium squad for the World Cup, and if he helps Celtic win the league, or if we get further in Europe, as in like maybe the last four of the Europa League, we could sell him for around 20 million. We might be in the same situation in transfer deadline day next window around, where people might look at him because he's young. He's young, and I think we'll. I don't think we will. Will be. I think the Celtic board have the power now in their hands, which they rejected. I think he is. I think we'll now have the benchmark. He's 25 now, 25 million player. I think clubs will. I think clubs in the Bundesliga will look at Arne Engels if Celtic are successful this season. Like, if we win a Scottish Cup, will that keep his valuation up? Maybe. It depends on how many goals and assists he gets towards the end of the season. You know, some clubs will be stubborn and look at the likes of, but he's playing beside a guy called Benjamin Eaglin. He's scoring double figures. How come he's not worth that value? You get that type of stuff, like it's crazy. You know, Saudi's team in Saudi might go in from, you know. But and this is the crazy thing, folks. I was saying this the other night on the channel. I was like, I don't know if you could pick out a 25 million player at Celtic. I don't think we have one. And obviously, Nottingham Forest were panicking and they wanted to get Arne Engels in because I think Forest are in a relegation battle, if I'm correct saying that, under Sean Dyche, because Ange left them in a bit of a mess. But yeah, you gotta you gotta love the house coat, folks. The Hugh Hefner's on. Hugh Hefner's on, hoping for a bit of, and got the green and white tints on as well on me watch. He'll be working 150 million. He'll be worth 100 million, 150 million. But the thing is, we all moan about Dermot Desmond. He's barely at the games. He's probably at more games a season than he is. You know, Hugh Hefner. So let's go. Let's just check see if there's any update while we're in towards our last 45 minutes. Celtic are set to complete loan agreement for Norwegian winger. This was 19 minutes. Let's see. Had Sky Sports haven't reported it. It was Stephen McGowan, and Stephen McGowan is a good journalist. I'm gonna see if there's anything else on Mvuka. Let's see. List. Someone said I have a lisp, right? Don't have a lisp. Do I sound like I have a lisp? I'm gonna check the volume. I'm gonna just check the sound. I'm gonna try something else, right? I'm using my earpods at the moment, so I'm gonna go on to the webcam and see does the sound a bit better. Just let us know. Is the sound okay at the moment on this? I'm just gonna try this out. I'm gonna try the two different sounds and see what's better to listen to. Fabricio Morera hasn't done much, has he? He hasn't talked. Hasn't been much. He's big transfer stuff. That sounds better. Does this sound better? Let me know if this sounds better. This one here, because I was using the earpods. If if this one's better, let me know. If not, I'll go back to the other one. Someone said I have a lisp. That's better. Is this one better? A lot better now. Yeah, loud, clear. Right, that's fine. That's grand. We'll use this one then. Spend a bleeding fortune in this webcam, so I'll use this one. Happy days. You'll hear me farting and all as well. That's me farting at the Celtic board, by the way, as well. So yeah, we'll use this one. That's good. So we'll bin them earpods. We'll bin them and we'll use this going forward. So let's go on. Rate the transfer window out of a scale 1 to 10, folks. Go on, get the ratings in. Get the ratings in. Bit of an echo now. I say because I'm right behind. I'm on the corner of a wall. You know. There's always someone moaning. There's always someone complaining about the sound. Ah, look. Well, you sound sober now. I'm not drinking. I don't drink much. Don't drink much anymore. Well, I had a few drinks down in Bristol last week. That's about it. Shout out to the coaches and horses pub in Bristol CSC. Nice sound guys. They were absolute legends. 1 out of 10. Yeah, I would say, you know, I'd say a 2 out of 10. Hopefully we'll see the Czech scoring a good few goals. Hopefully we'll see him score against Aberdeen tomorrow. And we're missing that. We're missing that physicality. We're missing that, you know, that cross in the box, someone connecting on with that big mush head. We haven't had that since Giacomakis, you know. Haven't had that. So 56 people tuning in. Get the questions in. I know. I think I personally think of the business what Rangers have done and Hearts have done. I think we've had the worst transfer window. We've had the worst transfer window. And I could be lying in May and saying, well, you know what? Them players paid off. Will we get Mvuka in? Will it be extended now? I think that
will it be extended to 12 o'clock? Would Celtic put in an appeal to try extend that transfer, or will Stephen go? Will we get that Benjamin Arthur in? That's the thing. Rangers, as much as we laugh at Rangers and we call them Skinco and all that, they've actually spent money on players. They're showing ambition. They're actually showing ambition. They looked at our downfall this season and they're like, you know what? We could actually have a chance of winning this league with Celtic being shy. That's what they're probably thinking. And with the way Hearts are playing, like nothing's stopping Hearts. Hearts go down to 10 men, they win. They go down to 10 men the following game, they win. Yes, they play against teams that are 9 men and they win, which is predictable, because the referee was shite in that game as well. But Hearts have the potion to win this. We may have the coach, the Martin O'Neill there, but it's having the hunger in the squad. And the way I see it is, see, for Wednesday, I drop my 80. I'll drop it Tate. I wouldn't have my 80 starting on Wednesday. Wouldn't have him starting, I'd just end up playing Taneki, and I'd even play Forrest on that wing. Just don't. If my aide is not willing to put the graft in and put the work in that he once was, you don't play him. You gotta have hunger. You want another medal in your cabinet, you gotta earn it. And I'm just annoyed with Days in my aide, to be honest. As I said last night, there's probably a lot going on in the background with Days in my aide. He's probably just not happy. He wants a new chapter in his life. We obviously heard the rumours in the last window that he wanted to go, and the club blocked the move. There was obviously talk of Wolfsburg. There was talk of Brentford and stuff like that. But just an absolute mess. Like, I think I would like to know why these players have dropped their tools. It's kind of very similar to what happened with Kyogo, the whole Maeda thing, except it's not down to an agent. Kyogo dropped his tools towards the end of October last season, and he was gone. And I just think Celtic didn't want to get rid of Maeda in this window, because I don't think anyone put an official bid in. I don't think anyone inquired about Days in Maeda. Would you have listened to offers? It depends what they were offering on the table. I think we'd be lucky to get about 7 million for Days in Maeda. That's the God honest truth. He's 18 months left in his contract. Be lucky. I said that last night. I would have signed Hanley, but I think he got injured for hips or something like that. I would have signed Hanley as a backup, just like fuck a squad player. Why not? Trusty's been all right. I think Trusty is starting to have a bit of confidence. Like, he struggled under Will Nancy. Struggled trying to play him as a right back and all that. Good evening, Tam Celtic. Not such a good evening. Same old story. I know. As I said, we sound like Taverniers here. We're all feeling disappointed. Brendan Rodgers left because he knew he was done with the transfer and investment wise. I said it last night. Some people were annoyed. Some people were annoyed with Brendan Rodgers and all that, but at the same time, the guy was getting shafted by that board. Fake promises. They don't deliver. They never deliver. Oh, they'll put on a big sexy statement. They'll put on a sexy PR stunt to make out this guy look like Lionel Messi. I haven't even looked at his introduction video, because no disrespect to Junior that's after coming in from the Bundesliga, I just can't buy that PR shit with Jerry McCulloch and whoever's interviewing him. Just don't watch the videos. It just cringes me. Look at Ollie Pearce forward. York City could have bought him for 700. What? Let's look at him. Sheena. Shout out to Sheena and Cork, innit? Sheena and Cork. West Cork, innit? Somewhere like that. Look at Ollie Pearce. So the sound is much better now, is it, folks? Sorry that if I sound like I was bleeding in an aquarium. You know what? National League? Jesus Christ. What's this guy on steroids? Guy is banging the goals, and I know it's not in the National League, but look at it. Jamie Vardy started in the National League and he made his way up, didn't he? You know, 30 years of age, though. He would have been probably more prolific than fucking Johnny Kenny. 82 games for York, 60 goals, 26 goals this season, 6 assists, 28 starts, one off the bench. Jesus. Guy's a machine. Guy is an absolute machine, but some fans would be raging if we signed someone from the bleeding conference, to be honest. The Conference League in England, but you know, we need to get someone. And no disrespect to Ollie Pearson, he's banging goals in, but Celtic should be going for someone a bit of a, in a higher league, playing for a more established team. And no disrespect to York City, but it's the conference in England. It's that the way we're going down looking at York players. If fucking Paul Tisdale was still in charge, he probably would have signed half the Exeter City team anyway. Could have won the league for us. He's probably a good player. Like looking at the stats, he looks like he's doing well, and well done to him. But like he's playing in the conference, and I hope he gets a move away from the conference, and I hope he gets York, in some sort of winning the league, or if they're in the playoffs. Rio's an empty jersey. Look, we'll talk about Rio Atate. As I said, he's checked out. He's checked out. The whole Japanese era is ending at Celtic. Simple as. We've had our times where our Kyogos and our Maedas and our Tates, and we had fucking Itaguchi, we had Kobayashi. Who else did we have? Inamura. Like one player that we should have kept was Iwata. Iwata would have been ideal for this type of season. Giving Callum a rest or two. I know Callum be stubborn and he wouldn't probably taking it, but Iwata had potential. He did. He's doing well. We'll have a look at Iwata now. Like I know this is a Celtic channel. I know he's a former Celtic player. But look, this is Rio Atate stats for Celtic, right? 177 games, 22 goals. It seems like he scored well more goals than that. So, season-wise, this is what he's done this season. He scored 5 goals. Look, he's average. This is his average. This is what he's been all season at Celtic. Like, I'll be honest with you, I think he was better than, see the 21-22. He did come halfway through that season. I would have put that probably to an 8. The treble season, I would say maybe an 8.3. The double season, that would be correct. And then last season, I would say that would be probably just a 7. But 6.88, it just shows that he is well off it. He's 1 goal in the league this season. Like, look at Rio Atate's stats, folks. What is going on there? He's averaging a 6.5 has been his, 6.6 has been the highest. And then we're gonna and then look, he hit a bit of form when Martin O'Neill came in the first time around. He was doing well, 7.2, 8.4 against Kilmarnock, 7.7. He was outstanding over in Rotterdam. Done well against Hibs away. That was a tough game, as we all remember. Good against Dundee at home. Martin O'Neill's last game. Nancy's first game, 7, and then it just dropped. And then when Martin O'Neill came back, it's the same. Like, it's just, I don't know what's going on with him. Really don't know what's going on. It just shows that we're the Japanese players are in a mental decline. I just think they're done. I just think they're maybe just bored of Glasgow. Maybe they're just bored of Celtic. Maybe they're just bored of playing the same teams all the time as well. You got to look in that. You got to look in that perspective. You know, like Rio's what, 28. He should be looking. He should be looking for a. Should be looking for a move. Maybe even to like the Bundesliga. Maybe a lower, like in the bottom of the table Bundesliga team. Even the Championship in England. You know, look at Watt. He's done well. How's it going, Plunge? What's the question, Plunge? Someone says we wish we still had. Oh, is on fire. It looks reportedly Fulham are looking at they were last I heard. Obviously, the transfer window's closed now. Will Martin be happy tomorrow? Thumbs up or thumbs down? If we get Mvuka in, if we get Oxlade-Chamberlain in, and if we get that guy from Brentford on loan, I think he'd be satisfied. Like, I wouldn't say he's going to be over the moon, jumping around with joy, but he'll be like, you know, we got players in. You know, he made a big phase that, you know, he wanted quality over quantity. But as I said, folks, we have to back these players. They're in the door now. There's no point moaning. So let's just try, hopefully get Mvuka. As much as his goals to games is not impressive, you know. He is 100%, you know. Martin O'Neill is Dermot Desmond's man. Of course, he'll be happy. He's not going to talk. He's not going to talk bad about the board. He's not going to talk bad about Dermot Desmond, as he keeps always saying. He was the man that gave me the calls. He was the one that gave me the opportunity to manage this Man Nicholson club and all. Like, to be another Simon Pussy doesn't make sense. Well, we need backup. Like, he doesn't have to be playing all games. You just have him as a backup. You know, the way having some ammo there is better than not. If he doesn't play much, what do you do? Once Scales is playing, Trusty's playing, you know, Dane Murray, see what happens. It's ARTUR, pal. I'm sure it was just a typing error, you know. Is he better than Welch? Well, probably not, to be honest, because Welch done well for Motherwell when he was on loan, and obviously got recalled. The problem is with Stephen Welch is he's too injury prone. And yes, someone said in the comments, Welch has European experience. Welch scored the Europa League and stuff. I think it was against Real Betis, if I'm correct. You know, be an interesting one. Look, we have a half an hour left in the transfer window. I'm gonna share screen and I'll see if there's any update, any update in regards to Sky Sports, that kind of stuff. Let's have a look. We'll go on to Anthony Joseph's page, see if he has anything. Balikwisha was just a waste. Wait, Balikwisha was like, Balikwisha is worse than Dirk Behita. Remember Dirk Behita, folks? That looked like Tiesto. So 7 minutes ago, Celtic have renegotiated a deal for Laurent winger Joel Mvuka after issues with medical. We'll put the move in doubt. Now they've agreed initial loan deal with an option to buy. Surprise, surprise. Another option to buy. Kavakara was option to buy. Junior's an option to buy. Julian off Bournemouth. He's not an option to buy. Junior's an option to buy. Julian off Bournemouth. He's just a straight swap. Sarachi, we should have had an option to buy with him. To be honest, Sarachi, I know he's been injured, and I'm dying to see Sarachi come back. I'm looking forward to seeing Marcelo Sarachi get back on that pitch alongside Alistair Johnston. I'm looking forward to it. Like, you're gonna think of be optimistic here. If we get Sarachi back, we get Johnston back, Jota and Carter Vickers. They'll keep doing the posters and the advent calendars because they're going to be out for the rest of the year. So we'll see what happens. I'll tell my wife 60 seconds is a long time, but 30 minutes, that's a month's time. Look at 29 minutes left, folks. Appreciate it. 50 people tuning in. Where's Kenny off to? Kenny is off to Fulham. He's joined League One. Not Fulham. Bolton, sorry. Bolton. What did I say? Fulham. Bolton. Bolton Wanderers. They are third in the table in League One. Says Fulham. Jesus Christ. Having a heart attack here. Yeah, he's 6'4". So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Benjamin. Big Benji. Benjamin Arthur. Brentford. Hope for the future. But see, like these guys are coming in, right? They obviously haven't been playing for their parent clubs. They're dying for a bit of first team football. They're joining a massive club like Celtic. They're in a title challenge. They're gonna have to show up. Right. Brentford, three appearances for them, right? He's come through the youth academy in Brentford. So don't be giving him all the lack, right, folks? He's played under 20 level for England, under 19 level, under 21 for Brentford. Got through, went on loan to Peterborough for the year. So this season he's played 3 games so far. In the Carabao Cup against Villa, got 90 minutes against Villa, and then played 10 minutes against Sheffield Wednesday. So he hasn't played since January. Now, this looks like, to be honest with you, this looks like Simon Pussy all over again. That's what it looks like. It really looks like it, you know. Reggie Blinker would probably get a game on the wing. He's about 55 now. Scott Brown can come back and play the wing if he wants. At this rate, I'll play in the wing. You know, don't see Jota coming back anytime soon. You know. So me missus met Jota in Glasgow Airport about 7 weeks ago. And he actually started moaning at me missus because he was sitting in one of the bars and he had his laptop. And so one of our managers spotted and said, "Oh, there's Jota over there." And she goes over and he's like, "Oh, if I get a picture with you, everyone else is gonna start asking, and then I won't, and then it'd be too much, and then I'll be here all day, getting selfies with pictures with people." He was having a huff because she asked for a picture. She didn't go over like, "Oh my God, it's John." She's like, "Can I get a picture with you?" You know, if that was James Forrest, she would have been delighted when she met James before. But it's just like his attitude. I'm surprised with John. Like, I was actually quite taken back by. I was like, can't believe that. Like, he was sitting there with a glass of water on his laptop. Like, everyone wasn't prepared him. She just went over with her boss and said, "Can I get a picture with you, please?" You know, like, it wasn't a big deal. Like, you know, George Michael lookalike. His ego is out the window. You know, that's the problem with him. Because it's the younger generation buy into that shit. You know, are we signing Chamberlain? We don't have to sign Chamberlain tonight. He's a free agent. He's 22 years of age. He hasn't played for a team since May last year. But he's an experienced player, and we need experience. You know, look at Liverpool. They got the James Milner, and he was experiencing on the job for them, you know. Sometimes you need that bit of experience. Joe Hart was experienced. Did he do a job for us? Yeah. He was dodgy at times, but as I said on the channel, I'm surprised to hear that about Jota. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. He 1 second now. He wasn't happy, folks. He was not happy. Let's see. See, can we find this? She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. Oh, I'll be getting choked out tonight, folks. There won't be a podcast on tomorrow. If the podcast goes off, she choked me out. When was it? December, wasn't it? December. She met Jota. Let's see, can I find it? See, can I find this picture of Jota? He wasn't happy, folks. He wasn't happy. Look at, he was not happy. See? That's the boss. She's gonna kill me. See, folks, I told you. Robbie Keane refused to sign an autograph for a kid at dinner. When was that? Hey, King Keats. Jesus. They were calling me the James Forrest of YouTube last night. Injury prone, but come back on and make a bit of a difference the odd time. Double signing. Hopefully the Ox. Get the Ox in. I'd like to see the Ox. I know I am. I know. She looks more Irish than I do. She's more Irish than I am. East End. Josh should have asked your wife for her. Oh Jesus! Look at Lisa. Don't be. She's probably watching the live. Don't be giving her compliments. She'd be in there like that. We're not here to talk about transfers. Me and Lisa. We're here to talk about Oxlade-Chamberlain, Benjamin Arthur, and hopefully Mvuka. Is he in Lennoxtown? Does anyone know he's actually in Lennoxtown? Is Joel Mvuka in Lennoxtown? Does anyone know? Does anyone even know if Benjamin Arthur is up in Lennoxtown? Do we have Paul the team correspondent up in Lennoxtown? We need a Jim White up there. What's going on? I should have went up to Lennoxtown tonight. Should have got a bleeding taxi or something up. It cost me a fortune. Sitting out in the freezings with me Hugh Hefner coat on, getting the microphone out. How's it going, mate? Welcome to Celtic. But yeah, let's see. Let's refresh the stream. Let's refresh the X and see what's going on. We'll check it all out. So yeah, Jota's not all that fucking French toast you expect him to be. Like people paying his wages and having a huff because he's being asked for a selfie. It's not like he was it's not like he was signing a book. Nothing about Oxlade-Chamberlain since. Let's just go on to another. Oh, there's a good few podcasts on. I appreciate you all tuning into my one. I see the Celtic World Order podcast is on. They're good lads. Right, right, folks. I'm gonna put this on for a wee stream on this for a second, okay? These is not punching. I'm punching. Let me see. This is the Oxlade-Chamberlain, right? Story, right?
Yes, absolutely. Celtic interested in former Liverpool and Arsenal midfielder Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now, no rush for that. It's 11 p.m. deadline in Scotland tonight, but he is, of course, a free agent, so no real urgency required. But a very interesting move today because he's been training with Arsenal, and Mikel Arteta confirmed that he wouldn't even totally rule out signing him himself.
So he must be in good shape, folks. He must be in good shape if Arteta wouldn't rule out signing him. Arteta is an absolute dick, he is. Wouldn't give us Tierney earlier. But, yeah. So what do you think of that? He's been training with Arsenal. And they're in a title race. So it's not like he's been sitting around and fucking eating Greg sausage rolls or, going down to the spoons and drinking. Since he's having played with the club, he's been, So, yeah. Celtic board embarrassing again. Always embarrassing. Constant letdown. It sounds a bit promising. So, no one's not really against it. There's one person so far. If Arteta wants him, we will sign. We'll sign for him. So as I said, I'll put up his stats again. Let me know what you think. If he was enjoying the live as well, just give us a thumbs up in the comments. A thumbs up actually on the video would be appreciated. The algorithm is the main thing. So I'm gonna go on and get the Oxlade-Chamberlain's the Ox. Like his experience, folks. England international as well. He was. Like, how many caps did he play for England? How many times did he play for England? 25 times. And then he played in a couple of tournaments as well. Like, look. 198 games for the Gunners. 146 for Liverpool, but he was injured. Let's look. Let's go into these statistics. regular play. Loves shots from outside the box. There you go on the screen, folks. This was just last season, by the way. I'm going off stats from last season, just if you're just wondering, right? Per 90. When I'm on a header or two. Shots from outside the box. And look, he's throwing shots from there. So yeah. Sounds promising. I don't know where this came out of the blue that Celtic wanted to sign him. To be honest, I'm quite surprised with it. Really, I'm quite surprised. So we have 18 minutes left in the transfer window. Is it a failure? Is it underwhelming? Is it what you expect? You know? Jota's in the airport, want a selfie because he thinks he's better than us. I don't know. I just want him to get back and start fucking playing games and stop modelling. Simple as that. You know, we're paying him. It annoys me about footballers. They're getting a full wage and they're out in a full year. So your season tickets or whatever you paid towards Celtic this season is being put on Jota's wages for him to sit in the bars in Glasgow Airport and have a moan at their staff because he's not in the humour for a selfie. You know? Crazy. If Arteta wants him, yeah. Window's a failure. The window is a failure. But, you know, the recruitment hasn't been the best. Has not been the best. It's been actually an embarrassment, you know. I'm a pattern that don't be singing that. Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny's Celtic stats isn't great, to be honest. Yes, he had that spell under Martin O'Neill. When Martin O'Neill came in, not a smash window. Let's see. Johnny Kenny, right? Just zoom this out for a minute. So he's played 32 games for Celtic, folks. Johnny Kenny, right? And he has... Where is it? Sorry, folks. Sorry. I'm confusing you here for a second. I'm going to zoom out this. 32 games for Celtic, 7 goals. 7 goals. He went to Queen's Park and couldn't fucking score a goal. But yeah, he was like a Ballon d'Or winner at fucking Shamrock Rovers. Banging goals in for fun in the Conference League. He's gone on loan to Bolton Wanderers until the end of the season. And they'll probably perhaps want an option. But I read an article that accordingly, Celtic turned down offers from English championship teams and Schalke. Schalke wanted him as well. Schalke wanted him, which is a bit of a crazy one. So, got Maloney running around for nothing really. That's a lot of pressure to put on the guy. How many job titles has he got at the moment? I feel sorry for Sean Maloney. You know, I honestly believe what we're going to see is Celtic will do a recruitment process as they should, and if they can't lure a manager in, Sean Maloney will be confirmed as Celtic manager for next season, and Martin O'Neill should be moved upstairs. Wouldn't be the worst appointment, but we could do much better than that. You know, Sean Maloney just couldn't. I think he'd lasted 90 days at Hibs. You know, I feel sorry for Johnny Kenny, but you know, it's a confidence thing with him. It really is like any striker. You need to have a bit of confidence, and I hope he goes down to League One and smashes it down there for Bolton. You know, well, more likely we'll probably clear them out. Depends who we bring in the summer, to be honest. Could anyone remember the last time we could say it was a good window with Ange? I guess we'll have. You know what? While we're on this, we'll have a look at Celtic's transfer windows over the last couple of years. Celtic. We'll do that, right? We'll have a look at that. It's something to talk about on the channel. Celtic's transfer history over the last few years, right? And we'll go back to last season, right? Current all transfers. Let's see if I can find it now. I'm on Transfer Market, a good old website. Let's see if this works. I might have to go back in and do it again because this website is so slow at times because the amount of data you're trying to pull up on it. Right, here we go. Here we go. I sound like Fabrizio Romero. Here we go. Right, 42 people tuning in. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty stuff. Right. I don't know if you can all see that. I'll zoom it in, right? So this season, this is your departures and this is your departures and this is your arrivals. International folks. So you got your Sebastian Tanecki 6.4, your Balakwisha for 5.2, your Shinamarda, which was nearly 2 million, Benjamin Egrin. There you go. These are the players that we brought in so far. So 15 there, right? We're minus 15 in the books, what we brought in, right? And this is our outgoings, 30 million on outgoings. So look at the Nicholas Kiln transfer, the Adamu transfer. I thought the Adamu transfer was more than that. I thought it was £7 million. Larga Bielka, Tilio. I forgot we sold Tilio on a permanent. Was Tilio a permanent or was on loan? Let me know in the comments. Quant and Nonce. He's meant to be getting out. So this is the previous season. Look at our outcomes, 56 million. Look at our incomings, 45 million. So this is your Arne Engels, your Jota, your Adamida, your Trusty, your Bernardo, Luke McCown, Sinsalo, free transfers. Look at loans, free transfers. Previous year, Brendan's 4th season, Nicholas Kuhn, 5.10, Naraki, Palma, Larga Bielka, home. What a waste of money home has been. Larga Bielka didn't really get a chance at Celtic. You know, I thought he played well for Braga against us at Celtic Park, to be honest, that night. Look at it, like Yang was 2.5. Kind of paying off a little bit. You know, Tilio never really got a chance. Awata, less than $1 million. I mean, you know, look at it. Look at the outgoings. Jota, 29 million. Abada, 8 million. Starfeld's doing well over in Celta Vigo. I think he's the captain actually over there. Mikey Johnson and stuff like that. There you go. Still a profit. Still in profit. Look at typical Celtic. And this is Ange's season. Look at this is what we brought in. 38 million we spent on transfers, and then outgoings 13 we're in profit. We actually under Ange we actually did spend money under Ange. We actually went out, and then even Ange's 4th season, you could see it there. Look at the amount of 26 million we forked out on players under Ange, and then players going out. We sold like the likes of Edward, Oyer, Christie, Boyo. Jesus, Boyo's actually, where is he playing at? He Ghent. Jack Hendry. But yeah, then the previous season, Lenny's season, like Jeremy Frimpong, Patrick Kamala, Abiwe Kouassi, he was dirt. El Hamid, I liked El Hamid. I was a fan of El Hamid. I thought he was a very versatile player. Centre back, right back, left back. He done a job, and obviously he got homesick and he missed his family in Israel, and then we sold him. But yeah, unbelievable stuff, folks. So yeah, just a bit of perspective on we haven't been that, you know, we haven't been that that ambitious since Ange. Like, people might say Brendan Rodgers got 25 million to spend in 2 seasons and all that's crap and all, or 35 million or it was. Liam Scales was a bad downgrade. I look at Liam Scales. Some games he's been man of the match in Champions League games. He hasn't been fully that bad. Yes, there is, like, you look at games where against Rangers to 3-0 defeat at Ibrox, he was hideous. There's been games where he got, like the Roma game, Evan Ferguson shredded him a new one. But it's just sad that we've brought players in that are completely on the fringes of their parent teams. They've probably played a handful of games, and then they're going to Celtic and expecting to be, hit the ground running. Okay, if you come to us, you're on loan, we might buy you in the summer. And what if these players come in and have an absolute storm of a remaining of the season, and then we get a manager in, and you know what fans are like, we get attached to players quick, and we don't take the option up. Like we had the option to take up with Paddy Roberts and we never took that up. That type of shit. It happens with Celtic. Celtic board decide, we'll like to have the power in our hands. Maybe we will buy this player, and we don't. And they don't. Am's never wasted time. Am's got the 3 boys in Japan on New Year's Eve. Remember that? People were saying a lorry load of volunteers heading to Lennoxtown. Remember that tweet that was going around? Japanese volunteers. But I really appreciate your support tonight, folks. Watching the channel, getting the comments in. Yeah, that's the thing. Any news on Mvuka? I'll check now, my friend. See if there's anything else. See if we can get some sort of gossip on Mvuka. Just Jota comes up with it. Oh, there's an update. Here's an update. Does everybody want to see the update of what's going on tonight? Does everybody want to see the update? I have it on my phone if everybody wants to see the update. This is what's going on. This is the breaking news. That sums up the transfer window. That is us right now. That is us. That has been us for the last 3 windows. That's the update. Going nowhere. Like Pablo Escobar waiting for an update. No, on honest terms, I'll find out now. Oh, it's breaking me bleeding heart. Liverpool had to sign some guy for nearly 70 odd million. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. Benzema has gone to El Hayal. No, nothing else so far. Wait, let's see. Stuck in traffic. This is at the stop block my Mackie days. Getting a Tim Hortons, he is. Mvuka. Nothing going on there. Let's see. So Martin O'Neill was asked this last week, right? Martin O'Neill was asked yesterday about medicals, and he said you wouldn't be a million miles away. And he was asked the same thing a couple of days ago. Wouldn't be a million miles away. Fucking feels like a million miles away. No, nothing's going on. And you know the sad thing is, in 5 minutes' time, the transfer window closed, and we had a good chance to get someone from our own league that would have been established, but we didn't. It was an absolute flyer of a season, but yet again, Celtic board have let the fans down. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad he didn't go to Rangers. I'm kind of glad he didn't go to Hearts. Like, imagine they had him on the right wing and Bragging on there as well. I would have thrown the towel in completely, So, what a letdown, folks. I hope the podcast wasn't a letdown tonight, Feels like a million years and we're only halfway through the season. To be honest with you, I'm gonna counter attack that statement there, because I'll be honest, it's been longer than halfway through the season. This has been like this since we won the league in Tannadice, to be honest. It's just been like, how long did it take to shift the Scottish Cup defeat? A couple of months. The League Cup was not being surprised. I've never ever went into a League Cup final against an opposition much lower than us. I wouldn't say lower, in the same league as us, not dreading it. Like, I remember at full time. I remember even halfway through the game, I was like, we're not getting back into this. We don't have the quality in that pitch. This team are checked out. This team is fucking dirt, you know? It's been dragging, it really is. It's, and folks, as I said, I love coming on the channel. I love being passionate, but tomorrow we'll evaluate the squad. You know, we'll get Srirachi back, get Johnston back, get Hop. I don't know how long Osman's out till. I think Osman's out till April, to be honest. So we've kept Arne Engels, considering 25 million was offered on the table today, which is a benefit. I'm just hoping Arne Engels now turns up the style. I hope he doesn't drop his tools and has a huff that, you know, he had an option got the Premier League and he's not playing to the level that he could be, or even trying. So players do that. You know, the agents will be in their ears now. A few whispers saying, Arne, you know, do you really want to give this club this much? Do you really want to give them this much? Like, playing with their heads, picking their brains. So we've seen what happened with Kyogo. You know, I want to see more of Callum Osmond as well. Like, my friend's a Fulham fan, and when we were linked to him, he was like, Keith, he's going to be a player for you. He's going to be like a Gary Hooper if he gets a chance. You know, that's it. Well, that's. I don't know if I don't know who actually is. Who's Rio Atate's agent? Let's see if Rio Atate has the same agent as Days in Maeda. That's a curious one. And you know what? There's going to be a job loss as well at Celtic Football Club, because when them two boys go, a Japanese interpreter is going to have to leave as well. He's going to have to go. You know, we don't. Yang's English is already. I don't know if he does speak Korean, that interpreter, to be honest. Right. So playing agents. So I'm just going to share the screen for you, right? Just keep this in your. Just try and memorize this, right, folks? This is important because. Let's see. No, that's not that one. Here it is. Here. I have about 20 tabs open because of this. When's Jota back next season? Jota's back next season, mate. So see this here. Just keep an eye. Just remember that this thing here, right? I'll copy and paste anyway. But let's say just Days in Maeda had the same agent, right? Because obviously they came in the same window, the same day, and all that. Days in Maeda. Curious. This could be a conspiracy, you know. This could be something going on. Where? Oh, there he is. There. Looking everywhere from. Well, he's been missing anyway. Majority of the season. No, he's a different. He's a different agency. Strange. He's a different one. So. Who's Jota's agent? He must have an ego too. He's made a few bob off Jota, to be honest. So 40 people have tuned in tonight. I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. It's been over an hour and 25 minutes. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Enjoyed the podcast last night as well. Transfer window is officially closed now. It's 11 o'clock. We brought in all players on loans. No permanent deals in this window. Surprise, surprise. We have options to buy for Tomasz. We have options to buy for Junior. We're waiting for Mvuka to be confirmed. I don't know if that's going to be extended. I'm going to just try and see if has anything even asked for extended time on this transfer. As I said, the medical was done, but there was complications with the medical. So we'll see now. So there's a couple of Celtic podcasts on tonight. Fair dues to them. So Mvuka. Let's see. Nah, nothing's coming up, folks. Latest, let's see. The transfer window is officially over. Has Celtic even confirmed anything? Like, fucking, let's see. No, nothing at all. Nothing from the social yet. Nothing at all. So, don't know what's happening. Really don't know what's happening, folks. Not a shy. So, we've agreed, personally, if we were to sign these players on a permanent deals in the summer, right? Kavan Kara is 7 million. Well, will be an option to buy. Abdu, he's 4 million. And then Mvuka will be, is it 3.5 million? So, yeah. Fucking, honestly, what a mess. What a mess. What a shit transfer window, honestly. So disappointing, you know? Really is disappointing. It's not fair. Do the options the boy have set fees yet? He have set fees yet. So it'll be 7 million for the Czech guy. For the Austrian guy, it can be up to 4 million quid to Freudenberg. And then obviously Mvuka, if that's complete, that loan move, which is in the final process with the medical, that could be up to 4 million as well. It's not good. It's look, we could have, in this window, we could have got Masmanise. We could have went out and got another keeper. We could have got a centre back. Instead of recalling a centre back, got a fresh centre back. On Sky Sports News, what's on Sky Sports News? Let's have a look. What's on Sky Sports News? Let's have a look. Sky Sports News Scotland. Let's have a look. I'm on the Twitter page now. Right, let's just stream this for a wee second, right, folks? This is Luke Shanley, Sky Sports News, 35 minutes ago, right? They have nothing on their X page.
Mvuka deal with Celtic from Lorraine. It looked like it was going to be a purchase in terms of £3 million, the reported fee, but it's now been renegotiated and it looks like it will be a loan deal now due to issues with his medical, but it will include an option to buy for the same fee. But Celtic have had to renegotiate that, so it looks like another loan for Celtic on the back of the Araho and Shivan Shara deals earlier in the window, and then today the Junior Amadou deal from Freiburg. So this one with Mvuka, now a loan deal with an option to buy due to issues with that medical. Darren?
There you go, folks. Still hasn't been confirmed, though. They renegotiated the deal. Renegotiated. Don't mind them bringing in loans because the new manager's coming in. Just be better quality, you think? Exactly. You think it would be in better quality. Worst transfer window in terms of organisation. Of course, this is the sleeper. This is the sleeper train outside Celtic Park. You know, you got Captain Nicholson, you got Captain Desmond, you got all the captains, you know, leading the charge. This is what you're paying your wages to. This board that can't even, they couldn't even get a guy from Serie B over the line, folks. So they went from 6.5 million to a guy in Serie B to a guy that's been playing majority wing backs. Sky Sports confirming. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Sky Sports. Where are you seeing this? Are you seeing it on Sky Sports News? Let me see. I'll go on to it now. Sky Sports News. Yep, scattered all over the place. There's no fee for Jewel, the Mexican. It's just a swap. Same with Sriracha, just a swap for the season. A loan move. That's it. There's no option. There's no negotiation. But I think, you know what? With the Mexican Julian, we'll see what happens. See what happens. I'll stay on for another 10 minutes, folks. Another 10 minutes. Sky Sports News. Come on, does even Anthony Joseph have anything up here? Hold on, I'll check Instagram. Anthony Joseph should have it slapped up. No. Can't see anything here. Don't know if we're gonna get Benjamin Arthur anyway. I think that deal has been squashed anyway. He is. That's what you need. Sometimes you just need that physicality. Like as I said, he looks like he has vibes of Izaguri in him. You know. Well, a heart condition. You're probably pumping the Red Bull into him before you went to the medical. Or cans of Monster. Just waiting on confirmation. See what happens, Lloyd. How are you getting on? I hope you're doing well. Waiting on confirmation. Could have sold Engels and bought secure. They wouldn't look at that 25 million would not been spent on 3 players. Let's be honest. You're dealing with one that probably the most penny pinching boards in football history. They tapped themselves in the back for putting the accounts green, but when it comes to actually wanting to buy players, domestic football, or buying players from Haji Split in Croatia, they weren't going to do it. They weren't going to do it. You know, this is why clubs don't like negotiating with Celtic, because Celtic think they're bigger than they are when it comes to the transfer window. They think they can walk in and be like, oh, we're Celtic Football Club. We're going to give you this because we're Celtic. And clubs are just like, nah, you're all right. They fucked it up. Yeah, they fucked it up with Taneki for ages. They were acting the piss with Taneki's transfer for so long. More to follow. Yeah, mate, he said more to follow. Imagine it's coming up shortly. Hopefully. I'm gonna hope something will happen. Gotta start getting myself back on doing this podcast on Facebook and on X as well. That's the plan. Oh, Julian Hoyle left Hibs to go to Swindon Town on a permanent. Oh. Right, while we're here waiting, we're going to look at this guy's stats. Joel Mvuka's stats. Mvuka. Someone was saying he's playing a lot of he was playing right wing back for Lorraine. So here we go. 48 games, 3 goals. So altogether in his whole career, 12 goals in his whole career, folks. 12 goals. Now you can play right wing back as well, but we already have a right wing back. So hopefully get this guy sorted. Like, his contract is up the end of next year. This is why, like, is he going to be worth 3.5 million though? Is this why they're renegotiating it, because of the complications with the medical? Like, he had a storm of a game there. Was that in the French Cup? 9.1. They won 7-0. What level is that team? What level are they? Hold on. They're an amateur side. Jesus Christ. Like, of course you're going to have an annoying performance. Didn't score in that game though, did he? Nah, he didn't score in that game. Like, I don't know, folks. It's a new short, it's a new club, it's a new chapter. You know? They obviously won promotion. They won promotion last year, look, as well. Where are they actually in the table? This team. Let's have a look. See where they are in the table. They're ninth in the table. On a bit of a run here. So yeah, he's played 18 games now. Was it 18 games or something like that? Just been announced on Twitter, Celtic Twitter. Let's have a look. Let's see now. Oh yeah, it's been announced. It's been announced. Let's go on to that now. It's been announced, which is good. Which is good. Welcome to Celtic. I hope he's not another JSP. Good stuff. See this here now on Twitter or X. On loan from Brentford until the end of the season, subject to international clearance. International clearance. The guy's English. Why is there international clearance? He's been living in the UK for all his life. It's a strange one. That's a strange one. Like, still yet to see. Toby's left. Toby's gone to Leyton Orient. Johnny Kenny's gone to Bolton Wanderers until the end of the season. We didn't see Stephen Welch. I think Stephen Welch is probably pissed off, to be honest, because he wants to be playing first team football, and he was doing well at Motherwell. So I'm sure he's probably giving a text message to his former teammates saying, you know what, Tawanda, I thought you were coming to Celtic, and I thought it was going back the opposite way, but it wasn't like that. Yeah, so it's been confirmed. We're just waiting for this. We're waiting for this confirmation now of Mvuka, Joel Mvuka. It could be another JSP, or it could be a chance like where he comes in and makes an authority for himself. Like the guy's only 20 years of age. He's only 20 years of age. He's 6'3". He's played only 3 games this season for Brentford, but look, Brentford are on the high in the Premier League. Keith Andrews is doing a decent job. Was there any talk of Tawanda joining Celtic from Motherwell? No, Ado. It was paper talk. There was Martin O'Neill scouting him when he was at the Scottish Cup round when he played Ross County at Fair Park. No official approach from Celtic. No one was saying, there was no Steve McGowan talking about it. There was no Anthony Joseph. There was no official approach from Celtic. No official fee went in from Celtic for Tawanda Maswanise. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. But you know what? We might get him in the summer. I think Celtic, I wouldn't rule him completely out. I think his valuation, if he keeps scoring, his valuation will go up to 6 or 7 million. There'll be probably teams in Serie A looking. Look at the amount of players that have left the Scottish League now and went to Serie A. Like, I know it's majority of Scots, but like, Serie A is the new place, for folks. I'm just glad that we kept Engels. And I know people are kind of like, Engels, Keith, come on, I swear you're making him out to be a Matt O'Reilly. I'm glad we kept him. Really am glad we kept him, because we need them 3 in the midfields. I'm surprised no bids went in for Rio Hatate. Surprised Maeda wasn't approached. Who else? I'm surprised like a club like an MLS team to even going for Trusty. You get that type of shit like Yang. I'm surprised that Yang actually didn't receive any interest in this window. He did at the start. I can't believe we went into this window without actually spending a fucking penny. Well, we're spending on wages, to be honest, but it's laughable, Glasgow Rebel, isn't it? Like Loan Central, you know, Dermot Desmond and Michael Nicholson having a selfie outside the credit union. We're going in for a loan, lads. Loans galore. Oh God, they've just gone to another. It's just gone to another level of stupidity. They might think it's great. It's being cautious because a manager is not in the door, and what if we buy these players and it's another Balakwisha? Like, they're probably thinking like that, but at the same time, as fans, want to see fresh blood come in and start clearing out the players that are not hungry enough, players that are just not doing it, you know. Well, let me see. I think you can actually see that they won't get higher. If we don't win the league, or we don't win any, if we're not successful in any avenue this season, they won't be able to put their salaries up anyway. So look at this article, right? This is this is an old article, but this is just giving you a reality of what we're dealing with. Michael Nicholson, 836,000 K in 2024. Reportedly, he's on now over 900K. Christopher McCoy, he's on way more than that. I think he's nearly up to 625. Peter Orwell, he's obviously gone. So who's in there now is Brian Wilson. He's the intern, you know. And then the likes of Sharon Brown, Dermot Desmond. Dermot Desmond's actually on 125 grand. He's getting 125 grand, even though he's a billionaire. Like, unreal, lads. Sure, he's on the files anyway. Tell your wife, Keith, I'll have Wilfred Nancy's autograph if she wants it. You know, I'll take it myself at this rate. He'll go down in Celtic history for being the most unsuccessful manager ever. He'll be a name on the trivias in 30 years' time. You know. Of course, we didn't put this year money back into players. We lost out in 10 million again. We lost out a chance. We could have, you know what? You could have bought Bowie. I know people were a bit iffy. You could have bought Bowie. We could have bought Masmanise. We could have bought Mulligan. You know, we could have got players. We could even lure a guy, a Hungarian winger that was playing. We could not. Do you know how embarrassing this is? We could even get a guy. From the Slovakian league who was banging goals in, and he went to Ferencváros instead. Or the Croatian league. Was it the Croatian league? And Slovakian league, and he's Croatian, and he went to Ferencváros. It just shows how bad the operations of Celtic Football Club is. I'm just pissed off. I'm pissed off. But look, it's closed. It's closed now. We gotta back what we have. Good luck to Junior Adamu. Good luck to Benjamin Arthur. Good luck to what we have. You know, it's just. I hope they have hunger. I hope they want to impress. I'm hoping that they're coming in and saying, right, I have a chance here. It's like a trial basis. I'm on loan. And hopefully we can sign Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. Yeah, I'll get a bit of experience in. Now these boys are obviously 23 and stuff, and so we signed a 20-year-old tonight on loan from Brentford, centre back. We've signed a 23-year-old on loan, and I think Mvuka is 23 as well. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there, folks. I appreciate you coming on. I'll be back on tomorrow night for the preview for the Aberdeen game, and we'll talk about the pros and the cons of this window. There's not many pros, but the pros is it's closed now. We can stop hoping on, stop giving ourselves false hope that we're going to get players in, decent players in. But look, they'll put the short on. It's up to them to turn up. It's up to them to wanting to be a success at Celtic. It's a team effort. If they want to win this title with Celtic and have a medal around their neck in May, or they got to put the graft in. You got to put the graft in. But anyways, folks, I really appreciate you all tuning in tonight for the transfer deadline special. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. Thank you very much for the gifts as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And I'm off to bed. So I'll speak to you all tomorrow, right?